The war ended with silence. Not celebration, not relief. Just the hollow silence of victory on a battlefield too stained to cheer over. We had beaten the Virelli, a proud, elegant species with crystalline cities and minds wired into their planet's bioconsciousness. They didn't beg. They didn't flee. They fought until the last of their planetary defenses fell. And then they waited, tall and silent, for us to decide their fate. I was a soldier in the 9th Earth Expeditionary Forces. Rank: Captain Ryan Voss. I'd served on 3 other campaigns, but this one was the ugliest. We weren't fighting for resources or territory this time. It was pride. Preemptive strike, they said. To remind the galaxy that Earth wasn't to be trifled with. After we'd secured the last of the Virelli domes, our high command handed out rewards, loot, ranks, property. Some soldiers took weapons. Some claimed alien art, gems, tech. Some took people. I wasn't even in the room when my name was called. When I got back to my bunk, she was waiting for me. She was kneeling on the floor, hands clasped, eyes cast downward. Skin like pale opal, hair that shimmered with shifting hues, lavender, silver, ice blue. And those eyes, violet and glowing faintly, like they could see into the marrow of your thoughts. There was a mark burned into her collarbone, a symbol of servitude, probably applied post-capture. She wore a simple white shift, torn at one sleeve. She didn't speak, didn't move until I approached. Then she whispered, "My name is Siraen." Her voice wasn't timid. 'Twas melodic, controlled, proud even in defeat. I stared at her, confused and furious. "Why are you here? You are the victor. They gave me to you." Felt sick. This wasn't why I fought. I didn't need or want this kind of reward. I stormed out, demanded to speak with command. They brushed me off. "You're lucky, Captain," they said. "Some of these Virelli are highly desirable. Better than a medal, don't you think?" I tried to transfer her to a holding unit. They refused. "She's tagged under your name now. Removal protocols are locked." I was stuck with her. Middle. I didn't chain her. Didn't command her. But she stayed. For the first few days, she kept to the corner of my quarters, silent, watching, like a ghost in the periphery of my vision. I offered her food. She didn't eat until I left the room. I gave her blankets. She folded them neatly but never used them. Then one night, I found her standing by the observation window, looking out at the stars. "You don't sleep," I said. She turned her head slightly. "Virelli enter stasis differently. Sleep is inefficient. You could leave. You know that, right? And go where? My home is Ash." Her voice was empty. Not angry. Not sad. Just hollow. I sat beside her. "I didn't ask for this. You're not property to me." She looked at me, then really looked. And in that moment something changed. A flicker of curiosity behind her eyes. "Then why are you here, Captain Ryan Voss?" No one had asked me that since the war started. Over the next few weeks, Siraen began to speak more. She corrected how I pronounced her name. Siraen, not Siraen. She asked questions. Not out of obedience but interest. She wanted to know about Earth, about humans, about our history of conquest. Her tone was never accusing, only fascinated. I asked her one evening what her life had been like before the war. "I was a thought weaver," she said. "We create patterns of memory, sculpt communal dreams. On my world, we built stories into the air." She held up her hand and to my astonishment, light rippled from her palm, forming shifting symbols in the air, like glowing silk threads that danced and morphed into shapes I didn't understand. "I can't do what I once could. I'm fractured. but some of the weave remains. Was that magic? No, just understanding. I watched the shimmering threads vanish. What do you want from me, Siraen? She turned to me. Not all gifts are cages, and not all chains are visible. One night, alarms screamed across the outer compound. Sabotage. One of the remaining Virelli resistance cells had breached the south corridor. Explosions rocked the base. I ran toward the command center, rifle in hand, only to find Siraen already there, facing down two security officers with their weapons raised at her. She triggered the lockdown systems, one shouted. No, she said calmly. I rerouted them. To protect you. I ordered them to lower their weapons. Later, when I asked her why, she said, I saw what they planned. Not just to strike, but to release a contagion. It would have killed thousands. How did you know? I heard it. In the quiet. I never reported what she did. But I knew then, she wasn't just a thought weaver. She was something more. The Virelli hadn't just lost a citizen. They'd lost a living key. As months passed, Siraen's abilities slowly returned. She healed faster than human limits. She could manipulate energy fields. And most strangely, she could sense emotions. Not in a psychic vague way, but clearly, deeply. She would sometimes finish my sentences before I spoke. She knew when I was lying, when I was afraid, when I missed home. And I realized I did the same for her. She stopped sitting on the floor. She started standing beside me. No longer silent. No longer property. She was my equal. Ending. Everything changed the day the Terran High Chancellor arrived. The inspection was standard. A show of power, nothing more. But the Chancellor was fascinated by Siraen. Called her a specimen of exceptional value. I hear she's bonded to you, he said. That's a rare advantage. She's not bonded, I replied. She's free. The Chancellor chuckled. No such thing as free in war spoils, Captain. Perhaps you've grown too attached. The research division has requested a full psych neural extraction. Her mind could be a treasure trove. No. His smile faded. That wasn't a request. I knew then they would take her, dissect her, erase her. That night we ran. We escaped the outpost in a stolen scout vessel. Siraen overrode the biometric locks with a thought. We left orbit before they could stop us. The stars opened before us. Infinite, wild, unknown. We became ghosts. Rumors. A soldier who vanished with a Virelli artifact. Traitor. Thief. But we knew the truth. Siraen wasn't a reward. She wasn't mine to own. She was a voice. A bridge between two species too proud to listen. And she had chosen me. Together we mapped forgotten systems. We visited ruins left behind by civilizations older than both our worlds. We discovered truths buried beneath galactic silence, truths that could bring unity or destroy everything. And as the years passed, I stopped thinking of her as alien. She was Siraen, brilliant, fierce, compassionate, a mind like no other. And I loved her, not as a reward, not as a possession, but as the one who taught me what freedom truly meant.